Listen, everyone, growth isn't luck, it isn't magic, and it isn't waiting for the perfect moment. Growth is a decision you make every single day, and the habits you choose today are either building your future or destroying it. Growth is not something that just falls into your lap one day without effort. It is something you have to decide on every single morning. Too many people sit back waiting for life to change, hoping that somehow opportunity will come knocking. But the truth is, growth doesn't come by accident. It comes by intention. Every person who has transformed their life started with one clear decision. They chose to grow. They chose to change the way they thought, the way they acted, the way they lived. When you make growth a choice, it becomes part of your identity, not just something you hope for. Growth as a lifestyle means you are constantly searching for ways to get better, constantly asking yourself, how can I improve today? It means you refuse to settle for the same routine, the same mindset, the same limits you had yesterday. Instead, you push yourself to step outside your comfort zone because you know growth and comfort cannot exist together. Intention is powerful because it forces you to take ownership. You can't blame your past. You can't blame your circumstances. You can't blame anyone else, because when you decide to grow, you are taking full responsibility for your future. That responsibility turns into focus, and that focus turns into action. Growth requires sacrifice, discipline, and persistence, but it starts with a single thought. I choose to become more than I was yesterday. That choice creates momentum, and momentum is what builds consistency. Day by day, small intentional steps add up into massive transformation. Growth is not about waiting. It is about working. It is not about luck. It is about living deliberately. When you understand that every level of success is unlocked by a conscious decision to grow, you start living with purpose. Your habits are the silent builders of the life you are going to live. And whether you realize it or not, every small action you repeat daily is shaping your future. People often think that success is built in one big moment, some life-changing event that flips everything upside down. But in reality, it is the little things you do every day that add up and create the person you become. If you constantly choose discipline, focus, and hard work, your future reflects those choices. If you constantly choose procrastination, laziness, and distraction, your future will reflect that as well. Habits work like seeds. Once you plant them and water them with consistency, they grow into powerful forces that either move you forward or hold you back. Think about it. Every time you wake up early to work on yourself, every time you decide to read instead of scrolling, every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you are investing in a future version of yourself who will thank you for not quitting. The power of habits is that they compound, and compounding means the benefits multiply over time. A single good habit might not change your life overnight, but practiced every day, it becomes unstoppable. The danger is that the same compounding works with bad habits too, because small negative actions repeated daily slowly destroy potential without you noticing. That is why being aware of what you do repeatedly is so important. Your habits are not neutral. They are either moving you closer to your dreams or pulling you away from them. The person you are 5 years from now will not be created by chance, but by the choices you are making daily right now. Through the habits you allow to shape your life. Everyone loves the idea of success, but very few are willing to commit to the discipline that success demands. People dream about the reward. They talk about the lifestyle. They imagine the moment of victory. But when it comes down to the repetitive grind, they hesitate. The truth is, results don't show up because you wish for them. They show up because you repeatedly put in the work when nobody is watching. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And without it, dreams stay stuck in your head. It's easy to get excited for a day or two. But what separates those who achieve from those who only hope is the ability to do the hard things day after day, no matter how boring, no matter how uncomfortable. Repetition builds mastery, and mastery creates results. Think about athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs. Every single one of them became great because they kept showing up, kept practicing, kept grinding long after the excitement faded. That's the secret most people overlook. The reward comes after hundreds, maybe thousands of unseen hours of practice, of effort, of sacrifice. The process isn't glamorous, but it is necessary. People often say they want success so badly, but their habits tell a different story. Wanting something is not enough. You must prove it by choosing discipline over distraction, focus over comfort, persistence over excuses. When you commit to repetition, You train your body and mind to push through resistance until the work becomes part of you. And once it becomes part of you, consistency becomes easier than quitting. That is when results start showing up, not by chance, but as the natural outcome of discipline repeated over and over again until success has no choice but to reveal itself. Change is not created by wishful thinking or positive intentions alone. It is created through consistent action. You can sit around imagining a new life, visualizing success, and telling yourself you want to do better. But until you take actual steps, nothing changes. The mind can dream, but the body must execute. Action what turns thoughts into reality. Too many people stay stuck because they confuse planning with progress. They spend time making lists, setting goals, and talking about what they will do, yet they never put those words into motion. Real transformation begins the moment you stop only thinking about what you want and start moving toward it. Even small actions create momentum, and momentum is the fuel that drives growth. When you act, you learn, you adapt, and you improve. But when you hesitate, you stay in the same place. The psychology of growth demands that you understand this truth. It is easier to act your way into new thinking than to think your way into new acting. Once you take the first step, your confidence grows, your belief strengthens, and your mind begins to align with the new reality you are building. Action breaks fear because fear thrives in stillness. But once you move, the fear begins to fade. Every meaningful change in history, every personal breakthrough, every great success story, all of them were written by people who were willing to move when others stayed still. Action is the difference between dreaming about a life you want and actually living it. You don't have to have everything figured out before you start. You just need to start, and each step will reveal the next. The life you want is waiting, but it can only be built through the actions you choose today. Motivation is powerful, but it is temporary. It comes in waves. It rises and falls depending on how you feel, what you hear, or what inspires you in the moment. You can listen to a powerful message, feel unstoppable for a day, and then wake up the next morning with no energy to move forward. That is why relying on motivation alone is dangerous, because feelings are unreliable. Habits, on the other hand, are stable. They don't ask you how you feel. They simply respond to what you have trained yourself to do. When you build strong habits, they become automatic systems that carry you through even when your emotions are weak. Success is not about what you do on the days you feel inspired. It's about what you do on the days you feel nothing at all. Habits are the invisible structure that hold your life together when motivation disappears. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't debate it every morning. You don't wait until you feel like it. You just do it because it has become a natural part of your routine. That same principle applies to habits that shape success. Waking up early, working out, reading, practicing your craft. All of these can become automatic once they are repeated enough times. The beauty of habits is that they create consistency, and consistency produces results. Habits are stronger than moodiness, stronger than laziness, stronger than procrastination, because once they are rooted in your daily routine, they take control. You may not notice the power of habits in a single day, but over months and years, they create transformation. Motivation might start the fire, but habits are what keep it burning long enough to build the future you dream about. Every decision you make is shaping the person you are becoming. And the difference between discipline and distraction is the difference between success and regret. Growth doesn't happen in the big moments that everyone sees. It happens in the small, private battles you fight every single day. Each time you choose to stay focused on your goals instead of giving in to distraction, you are strengthening your character and programming your mind to grow. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And every choice to do what you know you should be doing builds mental toughness that will carry you through bigger challenges. Distraction, on the other hand, is like a thief. It steals your time, your energy, and your potential. The danger is that distraction doesn't feel dangerous in the moment. It feels comfortable. It feels easy. It feels harmless. But over time, it becomes the barrier standing between you and everything you want. Success belongs to those who can say no to comfort in order to say yes to growth. It is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent enough to let discipline guide more of your decisions than distraction does. Every time you take control of your attention, you are sending a message to yourself that your goals matter, that your future matters, that your life matters. Those messages compound until you begin to believe in your ability to push past temptation and focus on what truly counts. Distraction will always be there, but so will the opportunity to choose differently. The more often you choose discipline, the easier it becomes, and eventually discipline stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like freedom because it leads you closer to the life you are trying to create. So understand this. Your life will not change by chance. It will change by choice. Growth is built through discipline, action, and habits that carry you when motivation fades. Every small decision, every moment of focus, every sacrifice adds up to a future that looks nothing like your past. If you truly want transformation, start today, because the habits you build now will shape the person you become tomorrow.